We're here in Gotham Knights, trying out on the PS5. This game was controversial to say the least, people. From my own perspective, I was really looking forward to this game, and then I started seeing things, and we're like, "Whoa, what's going on here? This is not." You're thinking it's going to be one game, it's end up turning into another. So it's thinking this is going to be a good crime adventure beat 'em up type thing. It becomes like an RPG. We were like, "Oh, we don't like that. We don't like that." Comparing and then obvious comparisons with Arkham Knight, people are gonna end up shitting on this game, so myself included, and I did not buy it on the release. Luckily, my best friend knows that I'm a big DC fan. He gone and picked it up for me. The legend he is. Shout out to my mucker Brian for purchasing it for me on the game share, so I'm now being able to play this game. And you know what? I'm glad he got it. I'm glad I got it now myself, because it is not a bad game. Is it a perfect game? No. There's a lot of little bits of shit to dig before you find that diamond. But overall, it's a good game. It's not a brilliant game, but it's a good game. As you see, Gotham City, people are whinging about it being a bit last gen. Personally, I think it looks fine. For the size of the area, you work in all the different boroughs that you work in. It looks pretty good. Anyway, so basically, what I get on this game is that this game is in fact a third-person action adventure RPG looter beat 'em up game, hack and slash. So they've taken every genre and stuffed it in a blender, and this is what we got. So I'm playing as Nightwing, Dick Grayson. He's out of the four that you can play, which is Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, Tim Drake, aka Robin, and Jason Todd, aka Red Robin, or the Red Hood, as he's called in this. And you can switch out between the characters at any time. You just got to go back to the base of operations and pick another character and go out on what you call patrols. And yeah, basically you're trying to reclaim the city because Batman is, how you say, out of commission. Don't want to spoil it for people who haven't played the game yet, who are on the thing on the seat. So Batman is nowhere to be found at the moment, so it's up to the Bat family to sort out Gotham. So this game, so like I said, you got the map, you got random procedurally generated missions, you got your side missions, which is called your case files, which come out throughout the game. Then you got your challenges you can do in the world by crafting different types of weapons upgrades and suits and suit upgrades, etc. You got collectibles, your standard wander around the city finding stuff in Gotham, all to do with stuff that's going on, DC trivia in the Batman universe. Then you got your gears. This is where the RPG element comes into play. Like, so you got your suits, and you got your melee and range weapons, and you got stats. Stats is all numbers, kids. Numbers. Red is dead, green's good, and all that stuff. And you got mods as well. Mods you can put onto your certain suits that will grant buffs. All this overbloated stuff that doesn't really need to begin the game, but after playing this now for let's see, coming up to a good solid 10 hours, maybe a bit more. Let's go I'd say about 12 hours. It actually works because this game wants you to grind for this stuff. So if you didn't want to do that, then this game probably would just. I can see how some people will find that repetitive, and I myself did for a while. But then when you get further into the game, you get past level 10, the game starts opening up and revealing more things and more things to do, and it becomes a lot more interesting. And then this aspect of the game works then because it keeps you coming back because you've got to level up and stay ahead of the enemy. Like, so it actually works. Well, I thought it bugged me, but I'm actually thinking it's okay. So it's oversaturated. You got menus within menus. I mean, look at all these menus. Man, fucking ridiculous. Like, menus, and then you got little sub menus within these menus. Look, it's just no need for it. Like, so anyway, you got your loadout. You got your crafting, so you craft better suits, better melee, and better range weapons. You got mods that you can put in to give them buffs. Then you got styles. You can pick different types of styles, which I didn't think I'd be into, but actually cool. But I like all these quite cool looking suits. But then you got some elaborate ones, and you got some silly suits. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be running around wearing that. You know what I mean? Nah. I might wear that one though. Definitely want that one. This suit I got on now, and like, not a complete fan of it, like, so I can't wait to get another suit and get out of this one. But you can transmod, which is cool as well. So if you don't like this suit, I can still have all the stats of this suit, but I can change the way I look, which is cool. So I can go like that, look. Pop a little thing on here, look. Let the gloves go in. Let the booties go in. So it doesn't look, which is cool. Traversals. Hey dude. I'd say it's again, it's taking bits from the art of the old grapple thing, like, but it works in this game. But oh, what else you gotta know? You do these challenges, and then you unlock different abilities. Also, what I've completed now, though, you got these things called knighthood, which is a really stupid thing in the game. Because when you first start out on this game, this is one of the couple of little gripes I got of this game. But the more pet peeves, this is the main pet peeve, is that you got this traversal technique. So you got this you start off with a grappler, so it gives you something. You've also got what they call the bat bike, which I'll show you when I come down here. Well, if I get out into the streets, into the open roads, that is. That's pet peeve number one. It just teleports out of nowhere. But the game's workaround for that is it's nanotechnology, and it's constantly with you anyway. So when it's always it's on you. So when you pop it, that's why the bike appears. So I'll give it a pass. You know what I mean? It's a superhero game. First thing the bike just showed up like it did in Arkham, that would have been cool, but you know, it probably would have been more taxing on the game. So we thought the quick workaround is just have the teleport. So anyway, there we go, you got the bad bike. Pet peeve number two, it doesn't feel as fast as you want it to be. You know, you got this, this whoosh by yellow, but it generally doesn't feel as fast as it looks. But it's okay, because when you are whizzing around and you're going around corners, if you were super fast, you'd probably be crashing into the walls every 2 minutes. So this compromise there. So it's, like I said, it's just a peeve. It's not an annoyance. Yeah, like I said, the world of Gotham is quite bustling. There's not that many people on the street, like, but you're fighting crime at night, so like you do in Arkham, you can give it a pass because you know most people are in bed. At least in this game, you have got one or two people and some cars driving around, so it's not too bad. So anyway, once we're going back to traversal, so you got the bike and the grapple. Yeah, look, she's up there. The grapple's actually pretty cool because it pretty much latches on. You got this little light on, as long as you basically, if you're looking at it, you can grapple it. It's quite. No matter how high the building is, or sometimes you'll get there. Well, it's pretty cool. Pan the camera around. It does feel quite high, so for all you people with vertigo out there, when you jump off like this, it does feel like. So you know, like you won't die from jumping off great heights because he breaks his fall. So yeah, my other pet peeve, yeah. So you got this other thing. Look, I've unlocked this knighthood challenge. You got to do a set of challenges, which is like repeat. You got to repeat this type of sort of missions 10 times. Complete some training, and you get each character's got his own special traversal thing. Nightwing's got what we call the Fortnite glider. Well, at first I thought I hate that when I seen it in the video. And like everybody else, I was going, that's the guy from Fortnite. But actually doing it yourself, flying around in this thing, it's my favourite mode of transport out of the characters. Let's see, mate. Yeah, I think it's my favourite one because although I like Batgirl's cape, like she's harking back to Batman, she only glides. Where this thing can go up and down and all around, so this has become my #1 mode of transport. You get a good look at the city, like, see, you know what I mean? Absolutely massive. Looks pretty cool. Comes away at time, nanotechnology, like, just disappears back into. I'm assuming it just sprinkles back, it comes out of your suit somewhere. We'll give that a pass, like, it's a lazy loop around for justifying it just materialising. Good old nanotechnology. Anyway, so in the game then, it's got the map. Yeah, you got different types of challenges. So these are the type of challenges you got. These standard affair, like you said, this game is just taking bits from every type of game, you know. I'd say most of it is basically the Division and Assassin's Creed spliced into a with DC theme. And yeah, so you got these different missions. Basically, just go around and kick the shit out of people. Basically, that's what I like about this game. You're just going to be a vigilante. So you got your main missions as yellow. You got your little side objectives. These procedural generated missions throughout the game. It's the bomb threat, the crime scene, armored truck robbery, armored robberies, criminal stronghold, illegal hack, kidnapping in progress, criminal in hiding, witness under attack, officers under attack. Don't like helping them, you know what I mean? Because they open fire on you. But when you're doing them ones, they leave you alone and they thank you for it. So you know, give it to them. And you got these things also called premeditated crimes, which could pop up where you've got to interrogate thugs in the street, and they'll tell you about a crime before it happens, so you can get in and stop it. So from one of the following things, where there'll be an armored truck and things like that. You got these investigation missions, which you like. There's a body on the floor, you scan it, and you got to click on the right piece of evidence that sorts the crime. So you know, the guy's been bludgeoned to death, and it's like, you know, and he's got a torch, or he's got like a crowbar. You pretty much, you know, it's got to be the crowbar's the reason he died. Like, and it's pretty simple. Just another thing to get XP. And secret time trials, which you can do with your traversal things, like flying on your glider. Secret caches to bump up your things, and there's plenty to do. It's gonna keep you busy. I can have nights where I'm actually getting into it and I play a good couple of hours, and then I got other nights where I just do a little bit knocking off. It's one of those games, you know. I mean, it's not a rush because it's a constant leveling, like the Division. You start off at level 1, and you're trying to work your way up to level. I think it's like capped at level 50 or level 40, I think. Until you want the new game plus, and then goes up to 50. Obviously, the enemies scale to that level. So yeah, that's that. What else? Yeah, like I said, you got little side story missions with some of the rogues gallery of Batman. Collectibles, going, like I said earlier, the gears, abilities, down to that. Database, so you got everything you need to know if you're not sure about the game. This is another pet peeve of the game. It doesn't really, not really tell you about a lot of things. You have to like figure it out for yourself, which is a bit lazy, unless you go right into these databases and have a quick little look, which not many people do. People like me, you just load up the game, you get on with it, and figure it out as you go. So, you know, it gives you basic things sometimes as you when you're first playing, like tutorial level, like all levels, but it doesn't really go into certain things. Like, it doesn't unless you actually come into this thing and actually look into the combat and go, and like when you're like, oh right, oh sorry, okay, that's what I, oh right, no, but I mean, this generation, I keep going down through all these lists. Like, well, I did because I just wanted to know anything that I didn't know, you know. But not many people will. They'll just jump in and get on with it, like. So yeah, missions. So yeah, it's if you compare it to Arkham, you know, I don't think, like I was originally did, you're gonna be a bit disappointed. But if you compare it to like more like Assassin's Creed and the Division with the RPG leveling up and the hitbox combat, you'll get into it, and when you're first starting off, it's quite simple. But as you're leveling up, the enemies get harder, and it becomes a lot more challenging than I thought it'd be. That's super hard, you know what I mean? If you die, it's because you don't own hubris, like, and you own stupidity, you know what I mean? But, they can pose a bit of a challenge, like, you know? So if you go in there like that, thinking it's a looter-shooter RPG game, then you'll be okay with it. You can still have fun just going around beating the people up, but just gotta now and again be aware that you gotta, you know, go back to base and level up, which is actually what I gotta do now. So I'll show you guys that now. So once you've been kicking the shit out of people, you get a lot of XP, you get a lot of materials for crafting, etc., etc. So you can, so all the stuff you've been collecting, you can actually go to your gear now, look, and you can actually craft something. But you can't actually wear that suit until you go back to the battlefield. You can just click it. See, like where like suits you got. So these are all the different suits I've collected. You can like craft in ready because you got all the materials, so you can click on it ready. But then when you get back to the belfry, then you can actually go to your loadout and actually put that suit on. You can't actually put the suit on while you're in game. You've got to go back and change it, which is a little peeve, stupid. Why can't you just do it and just wear the suit? Like, but there we are. It is what it is. You can actually get it all ready. The other pet peeve I got with the suit thing is that due to the leveling system, like I said, I got all these suits, but like all these now are underpowered, and I can't craft them to buff them up to a higher level. Like, you know, I got 101 by here. My suit I'm actually rocking is 218. So anything, all the suits I got in my arsenal are all under that. Look at that for a jump. So that suit is worthless. There's no point me putting it on. Just, you know, it's got fire mods, but it's such a drop in level, and then it'll end up just being making the game tanky. So you can dismantle them, look, for parts, which is a good thing, I suppose. But you can't do it on don't think you can do it. Yeah, see? Crafting all my melee weapons. I just got all these now. And I can't dismantle these. For some reason. You can do the suits, but you can't do the sticks. Your weapons, which is stupid. So I got all these fucking sticks. Look at that. Different stats. Look, that's a good. That was a good one. I done 29 because it had mod slots. But now I can't use it because it's shit level. Well, not too bad. It's like 29, but you know, I'm up to 35 now, so it becomes redundant. Which is a side effect of the RPG mechanics in this game. So you got your mods, which are another good thing as well. If you collect loads of mods at like level 1, you can do what's called fusing. Take them like that. Oh, you gotta have 4, and then you can fuse it into a better one. So now it's become a green 15. So that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I take these greens up, boom, boom, boom. Hold the fuse. Here comes the blue. It's all a lot of micromanaging fucking looter shooter RPG shit, which is you know, I just want to go around in the world like now, but you can do this 5 minutes, I suppose. So it's not super annoying. It's all depends if you're into that. If you're into if you like the RPG aspect of it, if you like it, it ain't gonna bother you. If you like me, it just bores you, just going back and forth, micromanaging shit. Get a little bit, so I tend to do it. I'll go around and kick some ass for like maybe an hour, and then go back and level all up and get rid of all the shit I don't need and craft all the stuff I do need before I go out on patrol, basically. So set yourself all up before you go out to kick ass, which is what's the way I do it. Anyway, so overall, I'm actually enjoying it more because I went into it thinking to be a disappointment, and I come out of it going, you know what, I'm actually having good fun with it, man. Having a laugh, just finding. You got to wander around the street and the procedurally generated things pop up, you know, which is weird. You've got a pulse meter, like, got people down there you can see. Half the time you got to wander around, and then little white triangles will pop up, and that's crimes in progress. A bit similar to like Watch Dogs, where he has this crimes in progress thing. Got that in you. I'm gonna wander around a bit for him to kick in. Well, there's a lot more into the game than I thought there was. I'm actually fucking enjoying it. So we're just gonna go around now and look for anybody to go kick some ass. They got photo mode on this game, which I have been using a lot, because how can you not, like, little moments like that, like I'm standing there, take a picture of that. Can't help myself. Photographer in me. Whoop. Disgusting nightmare working those abs. Ugh. Ugh. Your grappler breaks his fall. I don't know what he shoots up into though. Well, you know, it's Gotham General.
What are they doing here?
Get the pop on the leg. Whoa. Cool music as you're bombing along it. There's a crane up there, let's do that one. Pin it up, we've got little arrows and GPS. We got Gotham the Gotham Knights in this are very considerate on the road. If they see you coming like Alec, they'll hit the brakes. Nothing wants to really kill you in Gotham. So if you go running out on the road and a car's there, you hit the brakes. They're very considerate, the Gotham Knights. Worst you get is a deep tone.
Be careful. It seems they have hostages.
Oh, they have hostages there.
Hello? Anyone out there?
Stealth. Ooh, so you'll show you some combat, kids. Ooh. Oh, so unlike Arkham, you haven't got a parry, so it's not as free flowing, but it's a lot more tactical, if that makes sense. So you've got to plan your moves, look, because you can dodge. If you want to show Nightwing dodge. Nightwing's got some cool dodges.
Try that again. I dare you.
But you just can't just keep going and spamming a button. There's a thing with the light attack that you gotta get into like a sequence to get into a rhythm. So let's try and do it with one of these people now. Oh my god, he died. Hit the barrel. Downside to dying, kids, in this game is everything you just collected will be lost. Oh, and actually look at that. That just fucking sucks. So again, then adds to the challenge of fighting that you just can't go in it willy-nilly. If you die, you do pay a price for it, which is losing all your materials that you needed for crafting a suit and weapons, etc. So makes you when you go into a fight like I did then, not to be so blasé about it like you would in Arkham. You just run in there and just kick their ass because there's no comeback, you know what I mean? This game, there is just consequences. So, what's it? Didn't think I would like, but it works for the game. So it's more like it's more surprising, this game, than I thought it would be. And like I say, once you've accepted that it's not an Arkham game, which took me a day. Because when I was comparing it to Arkham, I was like 8 in the game. I was like, ah, no, but they're different games. And the people who made this game actually put a lot of thought into things, like, and what system does this and does it. Is it a little overblown and simplified? Yeah, but it works for what they're trying to set out to do in this game. So I've come away pleasantly surprised in this game, rather than it's complete dog shit and I fucking hate it. Where a lot of reviewers, I think, I'm myself included, when you're trying to speed run through this game, you will get repetitive. If you're trying to speed run this game, get a review it and try it, you know what I mean, because you're constantly redoing missions and refighting thugs and things like that, you're gonna feel the repetitiveness of this game. But if you just plod along, wander the world, do the little missions, do the little side missions at a time, collect all the things you need, upgrading your armor and things, then becomes more fun, you know, not even when you're not thinking about it. And you're not pushing. So it's not a game to complete straight away, you know what I mean? And because of the way this game is, with being an RPG looter shooter, like The Division, like Warcraft and things like that, you're not meant to complete it in like one day. So I actually do recommend this game, kids. You know, I am actually enjoying it. Like I said, I come home after work now and check a couple of hours in. Well, not a couple of hours, an hour or two before I go to bed, like. And you're gonna have a good time in Arkham. In Gotham Knights Arkham. A lot of things going on. You know, you see cars moving around, people about doing things. The actual city itself is pretty cool. Different boroughs. You got the rich part of Gotham. Look, these are all the rich fuckers live. And you got the slums. Then you got like the foresty area over there. Nice variety, like. Well, you got some tap your scan there, like. You know, like crime in progress over there, like. Some little white triangles I'm telling you about. These are like procedurally generated crimes. Some Gothamites are being attacked, or they're trying to break in somewhere. You know, like picking on a Gothamite.
Very much no.
Come on!
Oh, freak!
What you call me? Sound like a fight.
No need to run yet. We pack.
Waste my time. Oh, Nightmare's got some skills, kids. He's got some skills. And the combat's quite fluid, like, you know, you hops and flips all there, you press the X button, and it's pretty stylish. Sometimes, when you haven't got a lot of substance in the game, it can always compensate with style. And this game has got that. You flip around by a lot. Oh, yeah. Bump, bump, bump. He's got some style. Don't see him. Crime in progress. Finally gonna work. See, so you really gotta think about it. You get too hung up on one guy, another guy will come at you. It's not. So it's pretty good. Sit. You have to be a lot more tactical than Arkham. With Arkham, you get out of jail free card is the old Perry, like. Because there's no. Which I did miss. But I've got used to it now, and it actually works for this game, and I'm actually prefer it because it makes the combat more challenging. Oh, look, see, couldn't get past anyone. Gotta wait till they get up. So it's like tapping the button at the right time after when Nightwing does his first swing of his baton, you gotta tap it again, and he'll just call like a multiplier. And then, but you've also got to mix it with a hard move. So you got like a heavy attack by holding in switch, the heavy one, look. Oh, that's the heavy one. Tapping it, look. Like that. Now he's getting a rhythm now, look. And he's flipping around doing different moves, which is cool. Elemental attacks. It can get a bit tedious, but that's all to do with levels. So if you're fighting higher level people with lower level gear, it's going to take longer to kill them. So this is why you got to go around doing the little missions to level your guy up to the level that they are. But there's pros and cons to that. You level up too high, then the game becomes a cakewalk. If you don't level up enough, it becomes a bullet sponge. So it's finding the balance. So, I don't think there's any more missions, you know. I don't yet. We got 12. So see the icon there, the little magnifying glass in the red there. That's 12 people I've interrogated. That's given up a premeditated crime. So when I go back to the Belfry, which is this place, your base of operations, basically, similar to the Division again. See, you go back to your base. So it rounds up what you've done in the night. The type of crimes, very low crimes, but you know, early part of the game, they're all low to normal. When I get up to level 30, you know, they're going to start getting harder, which they are. I have noticed. They're going to normal now. So, most of the time they've been very low and low. So we're getting up now, and they're getting a bit more. They're getting harder to kill. Well, not kill, get harder to knock out. See? So you are right, without your gear on.
Master Richard, welcome back.
Rocking the denim, old Dick is. So, like most RPGs, you got this is the base of operations, is your hub. So there's your bike, look. Nice little touch here. You can actually customize your bike. You unlock colours in the world. You know, some are more for us, but you know, this game's got to be catered to all genders, I suppose. So you know, you girls, DC female fans out there, got, you know, colours for you. Got your orange and your pinkies and your purples and things, and crazy colours like that. But not right now, I'll be Gotham with that. Unless people ask for it in the comments, we might do it on one-off occasion. So you get the colours by going around beating up people, and they drop them, things like that. In certain missions you do, find certain chests, they drop colours. So I'm assuming that's because I've never noticed that I've got these colours until now. I got the green one, I got cool, and I got Robin. At the moment I just got black. It always comes in black. Different variations of the colours, like some of my black ones, so I love that one. Gunmetal. So then you come over to here, is your training station. So when you first start out in the game, this is your how the combat system works. The basic, like interrogation, how to do your stealth takedowns, how to do your combos, how to do your guard breaks, and your range attacks, practice using smoke bomb escape. So as you keep forgetting to do that, to be honest with you. Then you go on your ability training, so you unlock your momentum. So as you're fighting in the game, you build up a momentum bar, and once that's fully charged, you can release your elemental powers. And I think it's 3 types. It's like electric, fire, and ice. And I think no, it's 4 actually: electric, fire, and ice. And like critical hits, like damage, like so more tanky. So these will pop up and become more as you're going along in the game. So when you start off, I just had that one. Then as you go along the game, they unlock this. What's that? Just learn your stuff, complete that. Then you got the advanced training, like the dodge, your time strikes. That's what I was telling you about. Where you see that purple bar there, as you're performing a movement by tapping X, then holding X and tapping square. Sorry, tapping square, holding square, tapping square. You get into what's called like a momentum rhythm, and it's called time strikes, and it builds up your elemental power gauge, which is that purple gauge here, which comes into what's called your chain attacks. So yeah, it's quite more in depth. It comes off when you're first playing it. You've got to get up to level 10. When you're first playing it, like it feels a bit thing, but this game is you got nothing at the start, you know what I mean? Alright, you are Robin and Nightwing, but you haven't earned your knighthood. This is where the knighthood missions come in. You haven't earned your skills and your abilities yet. So that's what the knighthood thing's all about. It's just a bit half-assed the way they went about it. They locked the traversal in with the knighthood thing.
So fun fact, according to the warden, Harley wasn't even an inmate.
But,
She was just there to hang out.
A little R&R.
you'll feel it on the first
Well,
couple
she's
of hours,
all
but
gone now,
once
so
you start unlocking all your stuff, the game becomes a lot cooler. It's just putting in that little slog. So, like you said, use your back computer now. Yeah, this shows you the city. Look, so once you come back, you go into the city. When I come back, see my scope's going back down to 0. So all the information I've got out of the thugs has been put back into the back computer now, and so it's generated new crimes, new pre-crimes. These crimes haven't happened yet, and they're not happened yet, so I can actually stop them. You get more XP in because they're premeditated. Look, you stop the crime before it happens, you're going to get more where the little white triangles are actually crimes that are happening that you don't know about. So, you got another thing in about secret identity thing, which is like shutting down his server so they don't give out the identity of Batman. Oh, yeah. So you come over here, you got your crafting table out. So, like I said, use your suits, look. So the suit I got now is to wear, so... Oh, I always keep pressing the wrong bloody button. See, like it's just... Yeah, I don't know. because I'm gonna keep it at that a minute, because I know the power level's low, and I'm not 100% on this power thing. It's stupid, like, but if I'm combining all frozen powers, I'm gonna be stronger. You think? No, that little crap. See, if you put a mod slot in, look, now my power's jumped up to 245. So it's weird, man. Still not, to say, but from one to one thing. So sometimes the mods save the suit and save the type of skills. So I'm gonna rock all this frozen stats now. So I got frozen batons, frozen suit. Eventually I'll find some frozen range attacks, and I'm going to be a lot more buffed. Mods. So you can compare the stats of them. Cold snaps out. You ain't going to beat the heroic one, so I'll keep that one on. Yeah. So it's mad, you got a lower level suit, but adding mods to it, it's buffed it up enough, so I'll keep it now at that. See, but it's a lot of stuff there that just falls at the wayside, so I think the computer gets rid of it, most of the stuff. It gets to a certain point, and they'll clean out some of it anyway. The higher you go in, but when you're actually in crafting the weapons, you just can't seem to just get rid of them. It just make no sense. I'd be like dismantling all these, but you can't. See, it's like all the way down. Like it gets to a certain level. Like, so when you, like before, I had a lot of 1s, 2s, and 3s, but now I'm in the level 15. I think it automatically got rid of everything from 10 and under, so it's only kept from 11 and up. But well, yeah, so it does it anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. Well, yeah, that's that. So you go there, craft. You go here if you want to change your character.
I grew up with carnies. You can't scare me.
If Harley still had her own practice when I was
29. The good thing about this thing, alright, the knighthood thing is a bit of a pain in the ass. You have to go do every individual character to unlock all his special abilities and traversal abilities. But again, it's all to do with keeping you replaying, keep you in the game. Like, but that's the only stupid thing they did, really. But it's like the game doesn't want to give you everything straight away. You got to earn it. So if you look at it from that angle, it makes sense. It's just a bit dopey, but it's like, the game's saying like, well, you got two modes of transportation by using your grapple and your bike. So the cool one is locked, so you got to earn it. So we'll try Robin now. Let's go and give Robin a whirl.
Authorities say Freeze conspired with the cyber criminals known as the Regulators to steal.
This is my boy Robin. He's looking badass. I like Robin because he got a cane. Grayson's my favourite because he's just got some cool moves. Robin's more of a stealthy guy. Because, he's just a nipper. Can't go in there with brute force because he'll just get his ass kicked. So that's Robin's traversal power. He's using the Justice League satellites to teleport him.
Thanks for saving me!
Nothing gets past you. Alright, bring it.
See, when you're stuck in that ice, that's a pet peeve. It takes health off it. And you can't get out of it, like. See, so when you're approaching it, it hurts you. You've got to wait for the ice to get away. Oh, Robin, you're getting your arse licked. You gotta wait for that to go. I can't hit him yet. Well, like I cut with my range attack, I suppose. So there's ways around it. You want to go in and deck him, but you can't. You gotta wait for the ice to go. So just use your range attacks, kids. It's the same time.
They pay up. You pay up. You're amazing! I better shut. Got a live one. I'm almost impressed.
Robin's here! He's back!
You're not walking this one off.
Come on.
Bad feeling about this. You don't even know.
Oof. Combat's so visceral. I love it. Finishing moves are cool. The combat's fighting style and the way they move saves this game as well. They look so cool when they're kicking ass. And that's what you want for a superhero game. You want to feel fucking badass.
Hope you got what it takes.
Not a fan of that teleporting thing, to be honest with you kids. I would have rather him have maybe some sort of glider, like
A vigilante?
Big
They
Nod.
won't last. Really?
You know, you could have done like, I don't know, maybe some sort of skateboard that flies. That's what I would have done. Not that teleporting crank, but it's all to do with the characters. Each character has got his own like play style, where Batgirl's a brawler, jack of all trades, more similar to Batman. Nightwing's more flashy and acrobatic with his moves. Red Hood's is a tanky, more brutey, so deals more damage, but he's slower. Nightwing's faster than Batgirl, like, but they've all got their strengths and weaknesses, like, so, and different ways of playing. And Robin's your stealth guy, which makes sense because he's just a little pup. Cool thing you do with this teleporting thing, look. Is you can like aim it, take people out. So, for instance, I can do this. Aim on it. Ambush.
Should have seen this coming.
You like that move? Dicked.
Love this part.
Ooh. So the cool thing about it, when you're leveling up with one character, they all level up. So that's one thing they did right. So yeah, I mean Gotham City looks pretty cool, you know what I mean? So, I like it. You know? I think that's the bottom line, basically. You're a Batman fan, DC fan of superhero games, I guess. It's you know, it's not the Avengers. It's better than the Avengers. That game is absolute throttle. This game is got more fun to it. So there you go, kids. That's my my overall review of this game. It's enjoyable. It's not perfect, but it ain't shit. It's in the middle, ground. And once you come to terms with the mechanics and what this game is, which is an RPG looter shooter type set scenario with a leveling system, and the combat is more tactical than I first thought. You have got to think when you jump down and getting a beat on, you know what I mean? If you're underpowered and got the tools, you could get rinsed. Which has happened to me once or twice. I think it happened tonight as well. So, you know, you got to think about what you're doing. And once you learn the attack patterns and you got the counters, which is they give to you throughout the game through locks with abilities, you get good, like. See? Knighthood challenges. So yeah, Gotham Knights. Is it worth a buy? I say so. I say yeah. Yeah. I'd wait. If you're on the fence about it with the price, like, is it worth 80? I don't think it's worth 80. They dropped it down to £64 in my country, and like I said, my mate bought it for me, so I can't complain. I'd say it's worth about 50 quid, yeah. £50 or something like that. Oh, it's definitely a $40 game, or £40 easy. I pick it up. If it goes in a sale, I definitely pick it up. It's a good time. It's a good time to be had. You know what I mean? You ain't got that in Arkham, right? You ain't got people walking around, you know what I mean? You walk around and say, how are you doing?
Up to Batman.
Alright, but calm down.